Hello and welcome, everybody. This is the Domain Gaming. A little bit of a change. You actually get to see our lovely faces. I am, of course, joined by Gandhi. Go ahead and give us a short rundown of your current character for this new campaign, Vampire the Requiem, Bloody Waters.
Alright, so mechanically, Zlata is a Hypatian, I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's a bit of a lost clan that I wasn't originally gonna go with, but we ended up there regardless. Um, Covenant-wise, they've signed up with the Order Dracul because, politics are kind of lame, I gotta be honest. Um, and the dice decided I went Coil of Ziva, which is interesting to say the least. But mechanically, that's the character. I don't know. Do you want like a narrative backstory esque thing, or
If you have one, yes, of course.
okay? So narratively, Zlata's family fled the Ukraine during World War II, ended up in Turkey, right across the Black Sea. Just get on a boat, run away from the Soviets as you do. Uh, they ended up here. Her father decided, well, not decided, found work working for local alchemists. He ended up dying because working for an alchemist is not exactly a safe profession. Um, to support her younger sister, which is now not very much of a younger sister at this point, uh, Zalta continued to work with the alchemists, but was not very good at hunting, and found work as a lab assistant. One thing led to another. Her employer ended up dying from a Promethean. Don't worry about it. It happens all the time in that line of work. And she finished the work he was working on, which happened to have been similar to, what was her name? I guess
Patin?
Hypatia. Hypatia.
Hypatia.
Yeah, however, her work, and ended up self-embracing as a vampire. Work's not done yet. Still looking for more scientific knowledge on how to be a better vampire. Um, we're already better than human. We can be better than vampires too.
All right. And now we're joined by Livespark.
So yeah, I'm Livespark, also known generally day to day as Jack, and I am playing Louis Vargas, who is also Auto Dracul. He is a Ventrue, so um, he is and somewhat of a self-aggrandizing figure, and a sort of sees himself as a progressive bon vivant. He's the coil of the ascendants, looking to overcome the age-old weakness of sunlight, more for his own personal gain than any kind of vampiric curse, and has generally spent the last few hundred years, as we discovered, on humanity being a terrible person. So going into all manner of kind of experimentation, sort of pushing ethics as way beyond what should be acceptable into the realms where it's kind of bordering on torture, just to kind of with a end justifies the means type of philosophy, just to for his own personal gain.
Excellent.
That's Louis.
Louis. All right, let's move on to Nyappykitty, hailing from Two Nerds and Their Pod.
Hey, so my character's name is Priscilla Mello. She is a monster to many, if not all, but nurturing in spirit. As a Nosferatu, she sometimes, well, she's gotten used to moving through the shadows, and she has to remain undetected due to her grotesque image. And being undetected kind of helps because she is also a bit of a detective to get some money to get by. She is also part of the Carthian movement, which has kind of helped her to accept that she is Nosferatu. Many who turn Nosferatu don't know who their, I don't know, vamp daddy is. So part of her mission is to find out who it was and why.
And we are joined by Pooter.
Hey, I'm Pooter. I'll be playing Mikhail. He's my concept for him. He's a sexy Russian thug. He obviously originally came from the Soviet Union. He kind of bounces around different places. He'll spend maybe 20, 30 years in one place and he'll jump to another one. He's been to a few countries, and right now he's in Istanbul, kind of trying to establish himself there. He hasn't been here for very long. He likes to have a good time. He's Order of the Crone, or Circle of the Crone, so he doesn't really like order all that much. He likes to do his own thing, have a good time, have a party, throw his money around, drugs, alcohol. If he could have them, he puts them in, victims and stuff. So yeah, he's newish to town, just trying to get settled in.
I forget, did you mention that he was a Deva?
I did not. He is a Deva, so that kind of goes with his wanting to have a good time. He likes being the center of attention.
We actually are missing a member. Envy will be joining us a little bit later on. Not these first couple of episodes, but later on. We will fill you in on her when she gets here. So, the night that we begin, a few things have happened that this coterie really needs to be aware of. You were essentially the personal coterie of the Prefect of Istanbul, Omir. And then a few nights ago, he just vanished. No trace. Being the personal coterie, you guys had quite a bit to gain from his sudden and miraculous disappearance. So, a few of the other major players on the Asia side of Istanbul are looking at you with a bit of suspicion. You, of course, kind of want to know what happened to your original guy for a couple of different reasons. One, to obviously protect yourselves. And two, if there's a way for you to snag power, so be it. Now, also during this time, there have been rumors about a second elder that has awoken, which is odd because this is the second elder to awaken in recent memory. One woke up roughly about 2 months prior over on the European side of Istanbul, and in a relatively graceful power play took over the Invictus courts of that side. Istanbul has been divided. The Asia side is controlled by the Carthian movement and their allies, the Circle of the Crone and the Order of Dracul, while the European side is ruled by Invictus, the First Estate, Lancia Sectum, the Second Estate, and the remaining members of Order de Dracul. Izel is the former Invictus prince that actually brokered the peace between these two sides. Basically, you stay on your side of the strait, we'll stay on our side of the strait. And Omar was the original Carthian prefect that brokered this deal as well. So with this new elder currently in control of Invictus, peace may not be assured on both sides of the strait any longer. And that is where the sun sets and this night begins. Priscila, you have unfortunately awoken with no vitae in your system, essentially. You are now in a frenzy. You could please set that up for us.
And so, here I am, staring into the eyes of a man. A man he clearly knows is going to die. In his eyes, I'm reminded again of a life that is no longer mine. Me, a loving wife, a clear career path, the first female chief. Me, a mother-to-be to an unborn child. And now, lurking through the sewers, eating rats. No matter. What do today's youth say? You just have to embrace yourself. Yeah.
Exactly. And that is where we're going to leave Priscilla for now. The rest of the coterie awakens from your day's sleep. Let us start with you, Mikhail. What is Mikhail's pre-evening workout, so to speak?
Pre-evening workout, you say? Let's see. Well, first, it has been a while. There's not much clean blood around here, so he's going to take a small hunt, maybe get a couple points from someone passing by, hopefully.
All right. If you want to do a feeding, give me a perception, which is composure plus wits.
Okay. 2. He sees nothing.
It's not that he sees nothing, it's that everybody that he passes while in the Moda neighborhood that he has set up shop in, unfortunately, that pungent odor emanates from them. The taint. The World Health Organization hasn't given this plague a actual name. The term on the street being used is the World Plague, however. Unfortunately, that stink is becoming more and more common as it spreads throughout the populace. You could feed from them. It'll hurt, though. You've fed from them before. You remember the taste of acid blood going down your throat and burning your insides?
It is not a pleasant feeling. Mikhail would rather not have to do that so early in the night.
All right. Is there a specific location Mikhail's hitting?
Well, he did recently, set up his little bar. He likes to have like a bar area. So he recently got that set up. So he's going to go open it, maybe attract a few customers, and maybe some will be clean, maybe some will not. But that's what he's going to start doing: open his shop.
What is the name of his bar?
Oh, that's a good question.
I always gotta drop the name questions on people.
This time it is the night shift.
The night shift. All right. So, as you get ready to open up your bar, Zlata, how is your night beginning?
Well, unfortunately, we're quite thirsty. So we're gonna have to fix that if we're gonna do any work tonight. One vitae is not enough to provide a safety net. So unfortunately, I cannot begin research yet. We're going to have to go find someone to get some blood from. Which is going to be difficult, considering I have basically no tools at my disposal because of my humanity.
Sometimes Humanity 9 is a curse.
Perhaps. So, yeah, I mean, It's dark enough, I presume, to go walking outside and not, like, immediately die.
Of course.
So, I guess I'm going to roam the streets and search for opportunity, because what else do I have?
Give
Looking for anyone who is, perhaps down on their luck.
me your perception check. Similar issues to Mikhail. Every person you walk by seems to be tainted with that foul stench of the world plague. I mean, sometimes beggars can't be choosers, though, especially with the beast gnawing at the edges of its cage that you keep it in.
Perhaps, yes. Not gonna have many opportunities tonight, but if we are going to progress, sacrifices have to be made. I mean, it's still the middle of the night. I'm sure there's some, random drunkard passed out in an alleyway somewhere, I presume.
Yes, there
I'll
is.
go looking for people who wouldn't know any better.
You do find drunkards, as stated. None of them are clean of the world plague, but there are plenty of drunkards drinking away the end of existence, as a lot of doomsayers say.
Truly unfortunate that this is gonna hurt me, but do you want any rolls?
Yes.
Is there just they're like passed out? I mean, I don't.
Yeah, with them being passed out, how much Vitae do you want to drain from them?
How much do they have?
Health.
Yeah, they have health dots, and I'm not going to give you their health dots.
You're gonna make me kill a man, aren't you? Here.
I mean, you'll be able to feel when they start to weaken, so you don't have to worry about that, but...
Okay, then we go until they start to. I go until they have 1 health left because I don't care about them.
Alright,
I'm probably gonna die from alcohol poisoning regardless.
go ahead and take 5 points of Vitae back, but also take 5 points of bashing damage, as this blood sears the back of your throat.
Unfortunate that it has to hurt as bad as it does. But, well, that's my own existence secured for a few nights. I guess I return to the Worm's Nest to begin research for the night.
Speaking of the worm's nest, Louis, you share that same worm's nest, do you not?
I believe so.
How is Louis's evening shaping up?
I think it might be the same as the others, just try and top up the vitae. So, although Louis not pushing the hunger just yet, he's getting very close.
Alright, if you would give me that perception check, which is wits plus composure. If you want to do it that way, it's 1d5.
Yeah.
What? Well, it would be 5d10.
Yeah, he realizes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
There we go. 2 successes. Unlike your coterie's lack of success, you are actually able to locate somebody that does not have that scent. She is a relatively young woman moving about the street, probably going home from public transportation. But she almost smells sweet in comparison to the rot and filth of the blood of everybody else.
So, is she Is she walking towards Louis, or?
Yes, you will cross her path momentarily.
I'm going, just as she passes, go, oh, stop.
Are you using a discipline?
I'm using dominate.
All right. The first tier of dominate?
Yeah, it's, what's the name of it? Mesmerize. So it's a single, very short command.
All right. No roll?
No, it's intelligence, expression plus dominate versus resolve, resistance.
Okay.
Resistance.
All right. So her resistance is going to be a very standard human-y resistance.
And I've forgotten what the roll is already. Intelligence, expression, dominate. Cool. Expression.
He has 2 successes.
2 plus dominate. 7.
I see 3 successes there. She freezes in her tracks, obeying your command.
Not to take too much of your time. Just hold still, and at the end, I promise you'll forget this ever happened. And with that, just go straight for the neck.
All right. How much are you going to drain from this young lady?
5.
5? All right.
Please.
Go ahead and take your 5 Vitae. Within moments, you can feel some semblance of life return to you. Not life in the truest sense, but energy, maybe is a better term. As the Vitae fills you up again. Her knees wobble a little bit, but she's able to stand, still waiting for the next command. Or at least...
Off you go.
She wobbles her way down the street, making a right-hand turn at the end of the block, going on her life, never the wiser of what just occurred.
Just wipe the residue from his lips and make his way back to the worm's nest.
At the worm's nest, what exactly is Louis working on?
So it's essentially an artificial, very, very scaled down UV light that he's currently got the sort of residual skin of from several young kindred who haven't been dusted when they die. And he's just using different experimentations, essentially putting it under the UV light and just seeing if it holds.
All right.
It generally doesn't.
No, it does not. Burns to a crisp more times than not. Zlata, you return not too long after Louis does. In your worm's nest. Still in a bit of pain, however.
Pain is necessary for progress. It is a sacrifice we all have to make.
What is Zlata working on in the nest as well?
Well, we are currently seeing if the myth of soulless is real and seeing if it can be created. I'm doing alchemy, essentially. Attempting to create something out of stories. So, it's not exactly very solid science, as you can imagine.
What part of Order Dracula is solid science?
It depends how far you stretch the definition of science.
True. Mikhail, you haven't heard from any of your coterie yet. Are you going to check in on them? You are kind of the new person on the block.
It has been a while since I've been the new guy. But yeah, after he finishes opening up his shop, getting it going, getting staff started, he doesn't need to be here, so he's gonna go call, I suppose, because I don't think he knows where they are.
Not particularly. Who are you going to call first?
I'm going to call, or he's gonna call, Priscila, because she's basically the one that approached him, got him started in the area.
Priscilla's phone goes straight to voicemail. No answer. I shouldn't say straight to voicemail, though. It does its normal 6 rings and then voicemail. It's not usual for her to not answer like that.
Yes, this is strange. She's normally on top of her phone. I would leave a message. Priscila, it is Mikhail. Maybe you sleep in, but call me back as soon as you get your phone. And no, we talk, we hang out, we go do something. Hang up. Next, he will call. Who's next on his list of contacts? Probably Zlata. Zlata. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's what Mikhail says. Zlata.
Zlata, your phone begins to ring.
Have I begun my experiments for the night? Because if I have, I'm not picking up.
You have just started. You're at a place where you can realistically pause instead of pausing and causing something to explode.
Do I care about the wizard? Hold on. Unfortunately, I guess I'll have to call him back.
This coterie.
Does nobody answer their phones?
People be ghosting you.
I know I'm the new guy in area, but still, I think 2 out of 3 or 5. This is strange. Something's going on. So
Boston was a lot more welcoming, wasn't it?
yes, it's very different in America. Everybody, they sit on their phone. They wait for someone to call, to text. Everybody facing their phone. So is Mikhail aware that both of them are in the same spot?
Yes.
Okay.
More or less. You know that they are both Order of Dracul, and it would make sense for a coterie member to share a worm's nest to a degree.
Well, if Zlata's not answering, I doubt Luis will answer either, so I guess Mikhail's going to just go off on his own, go find something to do. I don't know.
Mikhail is a little lost for words, apparently.
Sorry for derailing it already.
It's fine. Can't derail what has no rails.
That is very true. Your nightly experiments and your nightly wanderings go on relatively uneventfully. Oh, except for you, Mikhail. Give me a perception check.
Again, okay.
Yes.
Sees nothing again.
Just not your night, as you just feel like you're being tailed the entire night from somebody in the shadows. Sometimes Priscila does that, but with her not answering her phone, you don't get the feeling that it would be her following you. The night continues on. The experiments continue on in the worm's nest. And this is where we will rejoin Priscila. Priscila, go ahead and regain 4 vitae.
Okay.
As the beast and the hunger ebbs away from your body, the sound of screaming almost becomes deafening. As you look about, you seem to be in a bar of some sort. You're not familiar with this bar. The person in front of you lies on the floor convulsing. As you kind of look around, you see a very startled bartender and patrons beginning to run and scream from the bar. You're in a little bit of a predicament here. It's just a little.
I quickly look around. Is there a back door or a side window?
There are a couple of different windows across the pool tables and the like. There's a door leading into the kitchen area that you could book it out through. There's also, of course, the front door that you could leave with all the other patrons running and screaming.
I don't think I will go through the back or through the front. I'm gonna actually make my way through the kitchen. Typically there is a back door
Yes,
to the alley.
yes, leading to the alley and the dumpster. You're confronted by a rather large chef going, "What the hell are you doing back here? Get the hell out of here. No customers back here."
I want to try to shove my way in.
All right, give me a strength plus brawl check.
Okay, strength 4.
One success.
Yeah, I got 0.
As he kind of grabs you and he goes, "Where the hell do you think you're going?"
Okay. I have no idea if this is a good idea. Can I bite his jugular? I'm already in deep. Like I might as well.
Okay,
Aiming for the
I mean, he does have you technically in a grapple. So, I mean, we can do a grapple check here. So,
Is it the same or
yeah, it's going to be the exact same roll. Make sure you're applying your vigor to your rolls too.
okay. So 5, so that would be actually 7.
Oh my. That is an exceptional success. Yeah, you clamp down on his jugular and you go for it. Are you going to drain anything while you are doing this?
While I'm at it, I'm just gonna go ahead and take a drink.
How much are you taking from him?
You know what? As punishment, so he learns the next time. Not totally dead, but enough to like knock him out.
Go ahead and take another 4 points of vitae as this guy crumples to the ground once you release your grip on his throat.
Excellent. And I proceed to move forward quickly.
The sirens are approaching as you reach that back door. You can sprint down the alleyway. There is a sewer cover.
Okay. Yeah, I want to dip in the sewer.
All right. As you dip into the sewer and where exactly are you heading? You are aware of Mikhail's bar. You're not exactly sure how far it is. Same kind of... You do have your phone on you, and you are somewhat aware of the worm's nest. Once again, you're not exactly sure how far it is since you're not sure where you are.
True. All right, so I make my way through the sewer and I give a call to Mikhail since I see that I missed a call from him. In addition, I'm hoping that the signal reaches from the sewer.
Well, small graces, I guess. It does reach out. There is going to be some static on the line, however, when Mikhail picks up.
Oh, Priscila, it is about time you call back. How are you?
Mikhail, I am not in the best of situations. I seem to have lost control. I'm in the sewers, but I'm in an area that I cannot recognize.
Well,
I'm going to move forward and try to get away from the commotion that I have caused. So I'm going to move forward. I'm going to give you a call back and I'm going to let you know my coordinates. Keep your phone on you.
okay, I will do this, but keep in mind you've been here more than me. If you don't recognize the area, how will I recognize the area?
I may need you to get everyone else. The issue that I caused is quite big, but I do not think I don't think anybody took any actual photos or proof of what I did. I'm gonna give a call to everybody else. It seems like I have enough signal here. But I'm gonna keep moving forward. And if I don't let you know, then someone else will.
Okay, I will keep phone and wait for a call.
Click. Next, I'm moving forward as I talk.
Of course.
I'm gonna try to get as far away from wherever the heck I was. Next, I will give Lewis a call. Ring, ring.
He answers. So go on then, talk to me.
Lewis, okay. I just gave Mikhail a call. It seems I've caused a bit of a ruckus of whatever part of town I'm in. He's not familiar with the area. I forget how new he is to Istanbul. And even with him being new, I don't even know how far off I've gone. I'm in the sewers right now, but I'm gonna try to get out soon and I'll give you my coordinates. And if you or someone can come get me, I feel great, but the news might come up of an animal attack.
Oh, please, the beast does what the beast wants. Don't beat yourself up about that. Let me know where to meet you. I'll be there.
All right, thank you. Click. Okay. So I move forward and I would say maybe 15, 20 minutes of just booking it. I kind of peep out.
Booking it in a straight line or booking it in sort of dashing left and right throughout the sewer tunnels?
Is there I know with sewers, they tend to have markings and stuff. So, because people that work in the sewers, they have kind of coordinates.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, do I have to roll to see if maybe I can get a chance to locate where I'm at? Maybe closer?
No, those happen mainly at major junctions in the sewers. There's usually maybe a little bit of a map, and you're actually fairly familiar with the sewer system being a Nosferatu. You're able to find a junction that has some semblance of a map. It's worn, may not have been updated in the recent decade, but You seem to be well outside of your typical neighborhood of Moda. Roughly about 15-20 minutes or so from that region to the north.
Okay. So then I go ahead and take a peek. I'm hoping this is a what's it called? Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the word.
An alley?
Yes, thank you. I can't remember alley.
Happens to all of us once. Give me just 1d10. Just roll me a 1d10. I want to see something here.
Okay.
Gotta allow a little bit of chaos here.
A little bit. I've already caused quite a bit.
Yay, chaos!
It is not in an alley. It is in the middle of the street, but this street seems to be relatively quiet. Doesn't seem to be a lot of public transport ending their night there or cars going by. It looks mostly residential.
Can I pop my hoodie and do face in the crowd?
There's not really a crowd, but yes, you can be a nondescript person moving throughout the street.
One person. It only takes one person to make a scene. All right, so put on my hoodie. I kind of crawl out my nasty mangled body, I guess. Okay, and is it a neighborhood that I recognize?
No, it's not. You're still not in necessarily a location that you recognize. You are still closer to where kind like the style of building looks familiar. But it's not a neighborhood you particularly recognize. You go ahead and send a GPS coordinate to Louis and Mikhail.
Yeah, I Google map it, copy, paste, and I send it to both of them.
Go with
To the rescue.
always. Let's go ahead and go with Louis.
So I'm gonna turn to, well, not so much turn to Zlata, but sort of start reaching under the desk that he's working on, switching out the UV lamp, and just calling back to Zlata. It seems our haunt friend has got herself a little situation, with a tearing of duct tape from the bottom of the desk. Take out the gun, just in the jacket. We might be on damage control, we might be on rescue, who knows?
And I'm assuming they can't fix it on their own.
From the sounds of it, she'd made her exit incredibly quickly. What I'm worried about is anyone else in that crowd that saw her.
What are we to do if they did see her? I mean, we would just be putting our faces with hers. I'll be honest.
Always the moral high ground, aren't you? No, it's more my philosophy to think that it's best not to ever let them speak to anyone ever again. Tap the gun.
Am I at somewhat of a decent stopping point, would you say, Mr. GM? It's gonna interrupt my work here. I'm not gonna make much progress, of course.
Yeah, I mean, your type of work, sometimes there's never really ever a good stopping point. There are just, I can stop here points.
I'm sure our haunt friend has it under control. Besides, I mean, you can give them the address here. We can assess the damage when they get here, I suppose. If they are not being actively chased, I don't see why we need to intervene.
I'll go and meet her. Best to be safe, in my opinion.
Very well. I wish you the best of luck.
Why, thank you. Until next time. And yeah, I'm going to go and meet Priscilla at the GPS coordinates.
Not gonna take you very long to get there. 2-3 minutes at most from your current location.
Okay, so yeah, when I'm there, just sort of find a point and just try and look like I'm I don't know, just waiting for a bus or something like that. Just essentially blend in myself.
All right, Mikhail,
Da.
what are you doing with the information of the Google Maps address?
Well, Mikhail may not know the area very well, but Google does. So he's gonna get in his car and go pick her up. I mean,
Your bar's
the plan.
Yep, your bar's a little bit further than the worm's nest, so this allows you to cover the distance a little bit quicker, but you all arrive at the same block at roughly the same time. Mikhail, what type of car are you driving these days?
Let's see.
Something flashy with a lot of color?
Maybe not a lot of color, but definitely higher end.
Porsche?
Yeah, we'll go with Porsche. Wait, those aren't. Yeah, Porsche. We'll go.
Porsches can be high-end, don't even.
No, I was more thinking room, but Mikhail doesn't care about room.
Or seats for 3 people.
Yeah, there's enough for 3.
Priscilla, at the end of the block, you do see but you feel a predatory aura that is familiar to you. At roughly the same time, you hear the engine revving of a high-end sports car coming down the street at speeds that are probably not safe for residential streets. I'll just put it like that.
They're guidelines.
And here I was hoping to make it through the night without any additional flashy appearances.
Mikhail's gonna pull up next to her. I assume she's the only one on the street right now? Or...
No, at the end of the block you're pretty sure it's Louis, but you're a little bit of a distance away, but you can still kind of feel that predatory aura emanating.
Who's up first in my drive?
You were coming from opposite directions, so it would be Priscilla first, then Louis.
Okay. All right, so you're gonna pull up next to Priscilla, roll down the window. Hey, you looking for a good time?
I kind of slightly pull my hood back, and you could kind of see the more grotesque features, along with all the blood that's kind of still smudged all over her face.
Wait, hold on. He opens the glove compartment, gets like a handkerchief. Here, you clean first.
I look at his handkerchief, a little bit offended.
It is real leather seats, so I don't want, the blood on the seats.
And I look at his handkerchief, it's like, I think your handkerchief could probably pay my month's rent. You spend so much money on tedious things. Why?
Because tedious is fun?
Kind of snarl. I start wiping myself as much as I physically can.
Louis, were you just waiting on the block, or were you approaching Priscilla?
As probably as the car approaches, hearing that, probably a case of going, yeah, I know who that is.
So you're approaching?
Begin to make my way up, yeah.
All right. Louis joins you very shortly.
Louis, we make 3-way.
Tell me more.
I don't think you two can handle a 3-way with me, but it's not.
You'd be surprised.
Not the time and place, nor do I want to find out now that you say that. Okay. Where is Zlata? Is she here? And then I kind of look at the back of Mikhail's seat.
No, she
anybody
stayed
sit back
behind.
here? Oh, okay. Not the first.
Engrossed in her own little experimentations. I'm sure she'll join us.
That's why she answered her phone.
It's nothing personal. She does it quite often. Which is why she wasn't the first person I tried even calling. Okay. You know what? Since she's so busy with her work, why don't we pay her a visit? I'm sure she'd enjoy that. And I'm assuming we all fit in his car.
One of you has to squeeze into that tiny back seat, but
I assume it's like you fold the C4, you get 3 in the back, 2 in the front.
Yeah, exactly. You still have to squeeze into the back seat, though.
Well, my character's probably the tiniest since she's kind of frail. So, make my way through the back.
Louis is not going to sit in the back. It's beneath him.
I let my chauffeurs drive me. Thank you.
Of course. Where to, my lady?
To Zlata, wherever her hole is.
I can give directions as well, so.
Okay. You show me where Zlata's hole is.
I'm sure she can show you herself.
None of us wanted to touch that.
Mine as well. How do you know it's mine as well?
Well, it took 15 minutes to walk. It only takes 2 to 3 minutes to drive there. Within moments, you're pulled up in front of the townhouse that houses the worm's nest in its basement.
Nice place.
Well, thank you. I do try.
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Vampire the Requiem 2nd Edition Bloody Waters, part of the Domain Gaming's Contagion Anthology. Written and told by Wyverian. A special thanks to you, the listener. If you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. And as always, comments are welcomed. Until the next chapter, how will you satisfy that thirst? And with what?